Hello everyone, today I would like to talk about the upcoming full moon in Taurus, which occurs on the 14th or 15th of November depending on where in the world you live. So on the 14th it'll be at 5:51 AM Pacific time, 1:51 PM UK time, and then on the 15th in Australia at 51 minutes past midnight Australian Eastern Daylight Time, or in daylight savings. And this is a supermoon, so the full moon will be really close to Earth, so we might see a really big moon, and because it's so close to Earth we'll have a lot of gravitational pull. Emotions might be heightened. Sensitive people will really feel this full moon. Okay, so the full moon occurs on the axis of 22 degrees 37 minutes Taurus, so the moon's in Taurus and the sun is exactly opposite at 22 degrees 37 minutes of Scorpio. So what's the moon in Taurus about? Well, the moon is in her sign of exaltation, so she likes being in the sign of Taurus. She's raised up. This is the second best place the moon can be aside from the sign she rules, which is Cancer. And the moon's all about our emotional needs, feeling safe and secure, and it's also reflective. The moon has no light of her own, she reflects the light of the sun. Taurus, it's a fixed earth sign, so the fixed modality or quality and earth. So fixed corresponds with the middle of the seasons where the weather stays the same. Steadfast, reliable, methodical, earthy, grounded. Taurians are cautious, deliberate, stable. They can also be stubborn, like a bull digging their heels in, and quite indulgent. And what Taurus represents is pleasure in the material world. Earth, it's stuff, and experiencing that pleasure through the five senses. So we say that Taurus is a sensual sign, liking, nice food, wine, massage, music, and it rules the throat chakra, so valuing ourselves and speaking up for ourselves and speaking our truth. And sensual, so through the body. And often people with strong Taurian natures like gardening, the natural world. And it also rules material security, money, again stuff, possessions, because it's ruled by Venus. It's what we appreciate. It's about nice objects, about beauty. And Venus co-rules Libra, which is about beauty and appreciation of nice objects. It's also about worth, things of value and worth. So our self-worth, self-esteem, what we appreciate, and having that need for comfort and peace. So we might be focusing on our emotional needs around those areas. Do we feel safe and secure with our material security, with our possessions, what we have? Taurus keywords are I have. What's mine? And that's the glyph, the symbol of the bull. And we talk about bull markets and bullion. That's quite related to money and stuff. So are our emotional needs being met in the material world? And are we valuing and appreciating ourselves and getting enough money for our innate talents and things of our own self-worth? When we come over to the opposite polarity, Scorpio, so 180 degrees, a full moon is always 180 degrees apart between the sun and the moon. They're directly opposite on that polarity. Our sun is about identity, what we identify with. It's about our purpose, our core self, our self-expression, ego. And in the sign of Scorpio, Scorpio again is a fixed sign. It's steadfast, goes deep. It's about Emotions and feelings, it's a water element sign. So emotionally powerful and intense. The Sun in Scorpio can be quite probing, getting down deep into things. Very passionate. Whereas Taurus is sensual, Scorpio is about being sexual. It's about power and control. Because it's about emotions, it's about the whole range of emotions, some of them which we consider to be quite dark. So things like revenge or jealousy, things around secrets or privacy. Going down deep and confronting the subconscious, getting down into those hidden depths and facing the shadow and bringing it up to the surface. It's ruled by Pluto. Pluto likes to excavate things, go down deep and bring anything hidden up to the surface for releasing and transformation. So Scorpio is about inner transformation leading to self-mastery, death, rebirth, the mysteries of life. We don't know what happens when we die. And it's also about the sharing of resources, whereas Taurus is about I have and what's mine. The opposite polarity in Scorpio is about I share my resources, it's about ours. And often money and sex are the resources we share. So it's about intimacy, sharing our bodies and bonding and merging with another through that union. And it's also about control. And again, where do we control people? Through money and sex. And again, about the unconscious. So getting down deep and revealing what's hidden in the depths of the psyche. So having a think about this supermoon and having a look at where you might need to balance out those opposite polarities between what's mine and what's yours, and how we can bring them together and share our resources maybe more freely, or stop giving ourselves away, or giving our money away too freely, or not valuing ourselves enough and not getting enough recompense or money in return, and not being controlled by others. Or are we controlling others with money, with sex, those types of things. And anybody with personal planets or the major angles, the ascendant, 4th house cusp, I see, or 10th house cusp, around that 22 degree, 37 degree of Taurus or Scorpio will feel this most strongly, or those of us that are born around the middle of November, so about 3 days either side of the 14th, 15th of November. Okay, and it's been quite a week. We've had Mars shift from conservative, traditional Capricorn, where there's the status quo, into unpredictable, surprising, upsetting Aquarius. So not surprising that the US election didn't quite go the way people thought it might. So I was going to do something on Hillary, but we don't actually have an accurate birth time for her, so I was a bit reluctant to do that. No, she's a Scorpio. She's actually a triple Scorpio with Sun, Mercury and Venus, and maybe even a rising sign. So true to Scorpio form, she likes to keep things a little bit private or behind the scenes and secretive. Okay, well, I'll see you again in a couple of weeks for the new moon in Sagittarius, which will lighten up a bit of that Scorpio energy. And I do readings at the Mystic Hippie Gifts and Healing Shop at 375 High Street in Maitland, New South Wales, Australia. I'm also available for Skype readings. And thank you again for listening and watching. Please feel free to send questions, comments, and like, share, subscribe. And thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.